Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture and Livestock Development, the Honorable Mithika Linturi, the Governor of Mombasa County, Sharif Nasil, Jr., members of Parliament and all political leaders, the ESK National Chairperson, Council members, live governors, exhibitors, ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo. Mombasa hoye. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to join you all for the 119th edition of the Mombasa ESK International Show. This is the first edition after a 3-year break brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. I commend the Agricultural Society of Kenya, ESK, for a successful return of trade fairs across the country. They provide a platform for exhibition, public education, and networking towards spurring development in agriculture, trade, and allied sectors. The theme for this trade fair, promoting innovation and technology in agriculture and trade, speaks to the heart of our administration on our resolve to build back better our economy. At the same time, I commend the progress on the Mombasa Showground Integrated Land Use Master Plan, which is 78% complete. Its completion will transform the Mkomani Showground into a all-year-round exhibition, conferencing, networking, learning, and recreational park. Out of this, the first phase of the 5-year development plan of the Mkomani Conferencing Exposition Center is expected to create 10,000 jobs, especially for our youth and innovators. Ladies and gentlemen and exhibitors, Kenya's economic growth has been heavily reliant on the agricultural sector. On average, the sector has contributed 25% directly to the GDP and 27% indirectly over the last 2 years. The sector remains central to rural economy, which is dominated by smallholder farmers who contribute about 80% of agricultural production while employing more than 40% of the total population and more than 70% of Kenya's rural population. The Kenya Kwanza government has prioritized agriculture as one of the 5 pillars of our economic recovery plan, alongside micro, small and medium enterprises, housing and settlement, healthcare, and the digital superhighway and the creative economy. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware, Kenya and indeed the Horn of Africa are facing extraordinary food and nutritional situation due to prolonged drought. As we speak, over 4.3 million Kenyans are in need of food and water. We have lost 2.5 million hands of livestock. The numbers grow every minute, day by day. These are not mere numbers. They are lives and livelihoods. It is absurd that we are discussing food insecurity in the 21st century. But as a government, we'll see a different Kenya in the next few months. It is our commitment. Meanwhile, I appeal to all the county governments through the Council of Governors to moot a coordinated plan to supply food from the surplus producing counties to the affected regions. I also appeal to them to consider the lifting of the cess for food on transit to the affected zones affected by droughts. I wish to single out efforts made by the Kenya Private Sector Association, KEPSA, the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, CAM, the Kenya Red Cross, who are playing a key role in the distribution of relief food, development partners, and international humanitarian agencies, as well as Kenyans of goodwill in response to the drought situation. I call for proper utilization of the resources mobilized for this noble cause. Firm action would be taken against anyone who misappropriates the relief food and other resources for this very needed cause. Ladies and gentlemen, I am particularly concerned that despite the promising innovations from our young people, there is low youth participation in agriculture, inadequate integration of ICT, and low mechanization in production. That is why we are spearheading sustained agricultural reforms to accelerate integration of smart farming as conceived under the Kenya Kwanza plan. We do not want to produce for consumption only, but income too. We count on our youth. We'll continue providing an enabling environment for the youth to take our agriculture to the next level, where it also becomes a tool for fighting climate change. On another front, the blue economy is an emerging sector with enormous potential. Mombasa County and the Greater Coastal Region contribute significantly to this subsector. Agriculture alone has a potential area of 1.4 million hectares suitable for fish farming and is capable of producing 750,000 metric tons, valued at more than 250 billion Kenya shillings. Despite this enormous potential, only 2,000 hectares of land is under aquaculture. That is why we have established the State Department for the Blue Economy and Fisheries to drive the development of this critical sector, which is supporting over 2 million people directly and indirectly. I urge the residents of this great county to put more effort so that we can realize more acreage under aquaculture. Ladies and gentlemen, Coast Region has traditionally thrived as a leading producer of cashew nuts and coconut cash crops. We'll continue to implement targeted interventions to revitalize value addition to these two cash crops, which have performed dismally in recent years. I also challenge you to take the logistical advantage of the port city of Mombasa and the free trade zone at Dongo Kudu to gain more from export. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I once again commend the Agricultural Society of Kenya, the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, the Governor of Mombasa County, exhibitors, and all other stakeholders who played a role in making this trade fair a success. With those very many remarks, it is now my pleasure to officially open the 2022 ASK Mombasa International Show. Mungu awabariki na Mungu awabariki Kenya. Asanteni sana for the welcome, the people of Mombasa led by our governor, rafiki wetu, wale magavana wote wamefika, rafiki wetu kutoka Kilifi, our new cabinet secretaries, na watu ya Pwani. Serikali yetu ya Kenya Kwanza ikiongozwa na Rais Daktari William Ruto imeangalia mambo ya wapwani vilivyo. Tumepatia nyinyi mawaziri, tumepatia nyinyi speaker wa seneti, tumepatia nyinyi ma principal secretaries, tumepatia nyinyi Mohamed Ali kama commissioner wa Parliamentary Service Commission, na bado tunaendelea kugawia nyinyi nafasi mingi. Tuko na majority leader wetu, deputy majority leader Owen Baya, na tuko na wengine na hao mawaziri wetu Mvuria na huyu shujaa Mekatalili, Aisha Jumwa shujaa, shangazi wa kitaifa. Si mulisikia ile kizungu walipromosha kule siku ya kuhojiwa? Unajua wengine walikuwa wanamdharau Aisha Jumwa ati kwa sababu babake hajulikani, ati mamake hajulikani. Lakini alipofika pale akafungulia ile kizungu yenyewe na akapita. Na huyu shangazi wetu wa kitaifa Rais William Ruto na mimi tuko na matumaini kubwa atatusaidia. Huyu waziri Mvuria amepewa ile sekta ambaye inahusu nyinyi watu ya Pwani, mambo ya maritime, uvuaji wa samaki na blue economy. Na kwa hivyo watu ya Pwani mumeangaliwa vilivyo na serikali ya William Ruto, na ni matumaini yetu pale mbele mutawachana na ile mzee, muunge sisi 100%, kwa sababu sisi ndio tunashughulikia mambo yenu. Mnajua watu ya Pwani badali yenu ilikuwa imepotea, imesukumwa, mumepata shida mingi, na yule mlikuwa mnachagua alikuwa amenyamaza. Lakini tangu tuchukue ushukani, agizo la kwanza la rais mpya wa Jamhuri ya Kenya ni bandari ilegeshwe hapa Mombasa, na imelegeshwa. Na kwa hivyo tuna matumaini ya kwamba uchumi wa pwani utafufuka. Na hivi karibuni nimemwambia gavana, mimi mwenyewe nitapata nafasi tukuje na hawa viongozi tuzunguke bandari tukiangalia vile biashara inaendelea, kwa sababu tunataka kufufua uchumi wa hapa pwani. Tungetaka, we would like to confirm to the people of Coast Region that the Ruto administration has thwarted the attempts to steal the port of Mombasa by the lords of impunity, state capture and conflict of interest. Hii bandari yenu karibu iende. Pale siku za mwisho ya serikali iliondoka, walikuwa wamefanya ukarabati wa kuimbia nyinyi bandari ya pwani. And I would like to thank the board of directors of the Kenya Port Authority for their patriotism, because they refused to allow the stealing of the port of Mombasa. President William Ruto has already directed the new CS for Transport and Roads, Kipchumba Murkomen, to do an audit of the port facilities and establish what else has been stolen by the lords of impunity, state capture and conflict of interest, with a view of restoring the port to the people of Kenya. Na tungetaka kuambia hawa watafute biashara ingine ya kufanya. Hii bandari is not available to be given to private individuals. It's a natural resource for this country, na ni ya Wakenya wote. Na kwa hivyo serikali ya William Ruto italinda bandari, na bandari ni ya Wakenya, na watu ya hapa pwani wapatiwe nafasi pia wafaidike kutoka bandari. Nikimalizia, nitangaze ya kwamba tumeuliza maafisa wetu wa utawala ya kwamba serikali mpya ya William Ruto haitaki ugomvi kati ya serikali kuu na serikali ya wetu. Wamheshimu gavana, wafanye kazi na yeye, kwa sababu gavana amechaguliwa na wananchi ya Mombasa. Na tumeeleza officers wetu ya kwamba hakuna mashindano kati ya serikali kuu na serikali ya county. Zote tumechaguliwa tufanyie Wakenya kazi, na hiyo ndio mwelekeo mpya. Pia tumemwambia officers wetu wale wa utawala, kuanzia regional commissioner, kuanzia county commissioner mpaka chief, waheshimu viongozi ambayo wamechaguliwa na wananchi, kwa sababu hawa ndio chaguo la wananchi. Ile ilikuwa nakuwa hapo mbeleni, hao viongozi wetu wakina Mohamed Ali kuangaishwa, kufurushwa, hiyo maneno imefika kikomo. Tumepata uhuru katika Jamhuri ya Kenya, na viongozi wote watapata heshima ambaye inastahili, kwa sababu wamechaguliwa na wananchi, na wananchi ndio wenye kuamua. Na hao maafisa wetu wa utawala ni maafisa wazuri sana, na tutafanya kazi na hawa, na wako na mipango mizuri. Ni vile walikuwa wanatumiwa vibaya, kupewa kazi ambaye si kazi yao ya kufanya siasa na kwenda kufanya kampeni ya Azimio. Hiyo hapana kazi yao. Kazi yao ni kushughulikia wananchi, mambo ya usalama, mambo ya mipaka, mambo ya maendeleo. Na hiyo ndio kazi serikali ya William Ruto imepatia maafisa hao wa utawala, na tayari wameanza kufanya kazi na njia nzuri, na tunafurahia sana. So we want to encourage our officers of the National Government Administration. The Ruto administration will not deploy you to do politics, because that is not your job description. The Ruto administration will deploy you positively to bring development to the people that you lead, to bring security to the people you lead, to create peace and harmonious coexistence among the people that you lead. That is your mandate, and that is the mandate you shall execute under this new administration, so that Kenya can be able to move forward, and Kenya can make progress, and our people can put money in the pocket and we can have prosperity for the benefit of our people. Pia hawa officers wetu wa polisi niliwaambia wakati ya campaign ya kwamba tutaangalia mambo yenu pia. Tunajua mumeumia sana tangu Mwai Kibaki aondoke, hamjapata nyongeza ya mshahara na marupurupu. Tutaweka kamati hivi karibuni ya kuangalia mambo ya police officers and prison officers, their terms and conditions of service, with a view of improving their remuneration, allowances, and other matters of promotion, risk allowance, and all things, other matters that cause concern within the service. Lakini pia tumeuliza polisi pia, mukipata mshahara mzuri na nyinyi mkuwe waangwana, mubadilike, mkuwe watu wazuri. Mukipewa mshahara kitu kikubwa, muachane na mambo ya kitu kidogo kwa sababu hakuna haja. Ndio tuweze kuendelea mbele. Si mungetaka tupatie polisi kitu kikubwa? Waachane na kitu kidogo. Na these police officers are good people. Wale wachache ambayo wanaharibu tutarekebisha. Na mumeona mabadiliko imefanywa na rais wetu. Na tungetaka kuadvise our police officers across the country, please follow the constitution and the police service orders in the execution of your duties. Don't agree to obey unlawful orders because you will be held to account. You have seen matters of extrajudicial killings that were happening under the reign of the former DCI. Here in Mombasa, there are many cases of extrajudicial killings. Young men have disappeared without trace. Those are things that must come to an end. If anybody is suspected of having committed a crime, let him be investigated and taken before a court of law of competent jurisdiction, and the court will make its findings and make a determination. But we cannot take the law into our own hands. But luckily for us, 98% of our police officers are very professional. They are good people. They obey the law. They follow the rule of law. They respect the Constitution. But the 2% is the one we are asking to change. But it must start from the top. We ask all our police commanders to give lawful orders to their juniors in accordance with the law. Don't take the law into your own hands. It is unconstitutional and it's against the law. We want a just, equitable society where there is justice for everybody, where there is equity, and where the police, their work is to facilitate good living, protect life and property, and make sure that criminals are removed from amidst law-abiding Kenyans. And once we do that, everything will go on very well. Ya mwisho, tuko na shida kubwa sana ya kiangazi. Ningetaka kuchukua nafasi hii kuuliza Wakenya wote pahali walipo, tukianzia with our development partners, the private sector, the county government, individual businessmen. We are making an appeal for you to contribute food and resources so that we can feed Kenyans who are suffering. This Saturday, His Excellency the President will lead the government in an awareness program of appealing for food and resources. He will be in the counties of Turkana and Samburu to distribute food and to make that appeal. And the rest of us will be all over the country making the same appeal so that no Kenyan can die from hunger, no Kenyan can suffer when other Kenyans have some surplus, so that all of us can take care of our brothers and sisters. Na kwa hayo mengi sana, ningetaka kusema shukrani kwa makaribisho yenu, na mukifika nyumbani musalimiane. May God bless you and may God bless you abundantly. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And now I will invite the Chief Steward, Mr. Henry Nyaga, for the award ceremony.